Hello students, we were discussing about short run cost. So under that already we discussed about total fixed cost, total variable cost, total cost, average fixed cost, average variable cost and the short run average cost. Up to this only we discussed. Once again I repeat, TFC, total fixed cost. Total fixed cost, the cost expenses incurred, the expenses incurred on fixed factors. Okay, the cost incurred on fixed factors. Total variable cost, the cost incurred on variable factors. TFC, total fixed cost, whatever changes in the output, there is no changes in the fixed cost. Either output is increased, either output is decreased. If the output is zero, whatever changes, total fixed cost never change. Okay, total fixed cost means the cost incurred on fixed factors. How much how much you are expensing to produce goods and services, that is fixed cost. Total variable cost, the cost incurred on variable factors. The cost incurred on variable factors. Here the total variable cost will change along with the output. If the output increase, total variable cost also increase. If the output is decrease, total variable cost also decrease. If the output is zero, total variable cost also zero. Then TC, total cost. It is the sum of both total fixed cost and total variable cost. And also we discussed about that shapes of TFC, TVC, AC, right? Then AFC, per unit cost of fixed factors. Per unit cost of fixed factors. Otherwise, the cost of per unit cost on fixed factors. Per unit cost on fixed factors to produce a commodity. Per unit cost of variable factors. Per unit cost of variable factors. SAC, average cost, that is per unit cost of total production. Per unit cost of total production. Okay, per unit cost of fixed factor, per unit cost of variable factor, per unit cost of total production. Now last we have to discuss short run marginal cost. Short run marginal cost. Okay, so in name only it is there, marginal. Marginal means extra. When a producer producing an extra unit of a commodity, when a producer producing an extra unit of a commodity, so how much we are expensing, like the producer expensing to produce an extra unit of a commodity, that is called only marginal cost. See, it is the cost of producing an extra unit of a commodity. It is the cost of producing an extra unit of a commodity. For example, the producer decided to produce 10 units. The producer has decided to produce 10 units of a commodity, but suddenly demand, what happened, increased. That's why again he has to decide to he has planned immediately. There is no perfect plan, but immediately he has to produce one more or two more units of commodity, that is plus 2 units. Plus 2 units. Here 10 units, how much he is expensing? 100. That means each 10. Here for again for 2 units he is expensing how much? 20. Like otherwise 40. He is expensing how much? 40. That means each 20. Right? So this is total product. This is marginal product. This is decided to produce 10 units, but because of emergency demand he has produced 2 units of extra, 2 units of extra unit of commodity. So that time he has to pay more. That is this, what we can say, that is like 40. That is 40 is the marginal cost. 100 is the total cost. 100 is the total cost. Like for example 140. 140, that is 140 is the total cost. 140 is the total cost. 40 is the marginal cost. Why? Because he has decided to produce how many? 10 units. How much? 100. Now he is producing like 10 units plus 2 units. Now the cost is 40. That time 140 is the total cost. Here 40 is the marginal cost. Here 100 is the total cost. 40 is the marginal cost. 100 is the total cost. 40 is the marginal cost. Marginal cost is nothing but it is the addition to the total cost. It is the addition to the total cost. Actually, when we are producing overall bulk of goods and services, that time the marginal cost will be like the cost will be less. Cost will be less because we are producing overall bulk at a time. But when we are same thing started to produce individually like a single commodity, that time the cost will be more. So when we are producing extra unit of a commodity, that time we have to pay, we have to expense more. To produce an extra commodity, we have to expense more amount. That time what we are paying, expensing more amount, that is called only marginal cost. See, it is the addition to the total cost. Total cost is 100. Addition, that is 40. Total cost is 100. This is the total. And the producer suddenly demand increase, that's why he has to plan produce 2 units. That time the cost is 40. So that is 40 is the marginal cost, 100 is the total cost. Okay, total cost is 100, 40 is the marginal. Marginal is extra. Marginal cost, extra cost. Why? What for it is considered extra cost? To produce an extra commodity. To produce an extra unit of a commodity. Produce an extra unit of a commodity. So here 10 is the total product plus 2 is the marginal product. This is the total product. This is the marginal. This is extra. To produce this, how much are having? 40. So this is marginal. To produce this, 100. So this is 40 is a marginal cost. 100 is a total cost. It is the addition to the total cost. Addition to the total cost by the production of a additional commodity. Production of an additional unit of commodity. Additional unit of commodity. Okay. So, for example, for Ganesha festival, up to the Ganesha festival or before the starting of Ganesha festival, like so many are manufactured or prepared by handwork or machinery. So whatever they were using, they prepare like statues of Ganesha. So when they are producing at a time more and more, that time when they are preparing more and more, that time not necessary to expense more. If what they produced nearby 1000 statues, so after that also demand is coming, that time again they have to make plan to produce more statues of Ganesha. So that time they should expense more. So what they are expensing more to produce extra statues of Ganesha, that time that is considered as a marginal cost. Before what they invested to produce, that was total cost. So for the creation of emergency, like more demand, for the creation of more demand, when they created more demand, that time only they are producing more commodities. More means extra. So how much they are expensing to produce of an extra unit of a commodity, or extra statue of Ganesha, that time they should expensive more. What they are expensing more, that is called only marginal cost. Marginal means extra. To produce an extra unit of commodity, what the producer doing expensing the extra amount, that is called only marginal cost. Marginal cost. Actually, when the total production increases, marginal cost will be less. Marginal cost will be less. Okay. So total cost is increasing, marginal cost will be decreasing. So here essentially short run marginal cost. Short run marginal cost It is the cost of producing an extra unit of a commodity. An extra unit of a commodity. Okay, in other words, it is the addition to the total cost. Addition to the total cost. So total cost is 100. Addition cost is plus 40. Okay. Addition to the total cost. Addition to the total cost by the producer, by the production of an additional unit of a commodity. By the production of an additional unit of a commodity. Additional unit 2. Additional unit is 2. Here you have to understand, it is the addition to the total cost. Addition to the total cost. This is total cost, this is marginal cost. Addition to the total cost by the production of an additional unit of a commodity. Additional unit means 2 of a commodity. Addition to the total. So when we are doing more expenses to produce more commodities, that time it is considered as a marginal cost. To calculate how much we are expensing, to calculate that, there is a formula, that is TC MC is equal to TC n minus TC n minus 1. Already you understood about this marginal product. TP n minus TP n minus 1. MC TC n minus TC n minus 1. Here P, here also P. Here C, here also C. Okay, MC to calculate the marginal cost, there is a formula TC n minus TC n minus 1. Total cost, number of units. In that we have to deduct. Number of cost we have to deduct. Number of units we have to deduct. This is total cost in number of units. Number of units. Number of units, how much we are expensing, that is total cost. In that we have to deduct the total cost. Okay, TC n minus TC n minus 1. To calculate the MP, marginal product, TP n minus TP n minus 1. Okay, up to ABC I explained the diagram, right? So remaining AC and MC. AC is nothing but the cost of total production. The cost of total production, right? So SMC is it is the cost of producing an extra unit of a commodity. An extra unit of a commodity. In other words, it is the addition to the total cost. Addition to the total cost. Okay. This is the addition. This is the total cost. Okay. Addition to the total cost by the production of additional commodity. Total commodity 10, additional commodity 2. Okay, by the production of an additional unit of a commodity. So this is called as marginal cost. Okay, these are all short-run costs. PFC, TVC, TC, AFC, AVC, SAC, SMC. So these are all short-run costs. Okay. So already up to TC we observed the table. So remaining AFC, AVC, AC, SMC we have to observe the table remaining, and before that we have to observe the diagram about SAC and SMC. See here the diagram. This is the cost. Okay. On the y axis we measured the output. On the y axis we measured the cost. So here this is SMC. Why? SMC curve is always increasing. Why? When the average variable cost starts increasing, starts increasing, your SMC also increase more than that. You can observe in the table. I will explain that one. When the average variable cost starts increasing, more than that, short-run marginal cost also increasing. If the average cost starts decreasing, marginal cost also starts decreasing less than this. Okay, this is the average cost, short-run average cost. It is the total cost production. It is the cost of total production. So actually TFC, TVC, TC both that curves are positively sloped. Here when the ABC, average variable cost. What is the meaning of average variable cost? Per unit cost of variable factors. When the variable factors cost is increasing, marginal cost also increasing, because they are producing more. That time the marginal cost also more. When the average variable cost is decreasing, even marginal cost also decreasing. You have to understand SMC curve always cuts the ABC curve at the point of minimum. You have to understand. Okay, listen carefully. SMC curve always cuts the ABC curve at the point of minimum. You can observe in the table. Up to the certain level, both are increasing. And when the ABC increasing, marginal cost also increasing up to the certain level. After the reach of certain level, both started to fall. When the ABC started to fall, MC more than that. Okay, like less than that. When it is start increasing, more than this, SMC increasing. When it is average cost starts falling, even marginal cost also starts falling. You can observe it is decreasing. This is increasing. Here also, this is decreasing. This is increasing. Right? You can observe in table clearly. The marginal cost always like decreasing to increase. Decrease to increase. Again, it will become negative also. Then here, the average cost always increase. You have to understand, SMC curve always cuts the ABC curve at the point of minimum. It is a point. This is both SMC and SAC. So here, SMC and SAC. So both are intersection. If the average cost increase, marginal cost also increase. If the average cost decrease, marginal cost also decrease. It's a point of intersection. Intersection means both average cost curve and marginal cost curve. Average cost curve and marginal cost curve both are intersection. This is always the marginal cost curve cuts the average variable cost curve at the point of minimum from below. At the point of minimum. Marginal cost curve always cuts the ABC curve at the point of minimum from the below. You have to understand. At the point of minimum, T means point. At the point of minimum, the marginal cost curve, SMC, short-term marginal cost curve cuts the ABC, average variable cost. Okay. So about these short-term cost, we have to understand with the help of table. Already explained up to TC. Remaining I have to explain now only. See students, this is the table for explanation of short-term costs. Actually, these costs we can imagine to produce a commodity, expenses are done by the producer. Imagination to produce a output, to produce a commodity, produce these commodities, number of units, how much they are expensing, like total fixed cost is how much, total variable cost is how much, total cost is how much, average fixed cost is how much, average variable cost is how much, average cost and margin cost is how much. So you can get easily, if you understand the formulas, you can get easily. Actually it will come for 6 marks. Okay, there is no, they will not give any hints about this. So you have to remember these values only. So if you get few units, you can understand, you can easily write the answers with the help of formula. Okay. So here the first column is output, number of products, number of output, number of commodities, that is quantity, that is in units. Okay. That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then next column is TFC. TFC is a total fixed cost. Whatever changes in the output, there is no changes in the fixed cost. You can observe here it is a 0, output is 0, fixed cost is 20, output is 1, fixed cost is 20, output is 3, fixed cost is 20, output is 8, fixed cost is 20, output is 10, fixed cost is 20. That means whatever changes in the output, either 0, either increasing or decreasing, no changes in the fixed cost. Okay. Then total variable cost. Total variable cost, actually the TFC will get with the help of formula, that is TC minus TVC. TC minus TVC. TC minus TVC. Out of 30 if you deduct 10, 20. Out of 38 if you deduct the 80, 20. So don't forget TFC we can get with the help of formula, that is TFC equals TC minus TVC. TC minus TVC. If you do work, definitely you will get the perfect answer. Okay, TVC means total variable cost. Here the total variable cost will change along with the output. If the output increase, total variable cost also increase. If the output decrease, total variable cost also decrease. If the output is 0, total variable cost also 0. Right? So if the output is increasing from 1 to 2, total variable cost increasing from 10 to 18. If the total output decreasing from 4 to 3, the total variable cost decreasing from 29 to 24. Okay. TVC also you can get with the help of formula, that is TC plus TFC. Can you understand? TVC you can get TC plus TFC. Minus TC minus TVC. TC minus TFC. TC minus TFC. TC minus TFC, you will get the TVC. TC minus TFC. Okay. TC minus TFC, definitely you will get the TVC. See, out of 30, if you deduct 20, you will get 10. Okay. Out of 44, if you deduct the 20, you will get remaining 24. That is TVC. TVC you can get with the help of formula, that is TC minus TFC. Okay, TC minus TFC. Are you understanding? Okay. Next, TC. TC is the sum of both TFC and TVC. You can get with the help of formula TFC plus TVC. TFC plus TVC. 20 plus 10, 30. 20 plus 18, 38. 20 plus 24, 44. Like this. TFC plus TVC. So this is the sum of both TFC and TVC. Next is AFC. Okay, up to this already explained. AFC. AFC, what is the meaning of AFC? That is per unit cost of fixed factor. Per unit cost of fixed factor. Per unit cost of fixed factor. How we can identify? How we can calculate? That is, we can calculate with the help of TFC divided by Q. Formula. To calculate of AFC, there is a formula TFC divided by Q. 20 divided by Q, that is nothing. Okay, 0. 20 divided by 1, 20. 20 divided by 2, 10. Then 20 divided by 3, 6.67. 20 divided by 4, 5. 20 divided by 5, 4. That is AFC, average fixed cost, per unit cost of fixed factor. We can get this with the help of formula. The formula is AFC is equal to TFC divided by Q. Total fixed cost divided by number of units produced. Number of units produced. That is TFC divided by Q. Q means quantity of output, like in units. Number of units produced. So that is AFC. Then AVC. AVC means average variable cost. Same. Per unit cost of variable factor. Per unit cost of variable factor. Right? Production of a commodity. So here, average variable cost also we can get easily with the help of formula TVC divided by Q. TVC divided by Q. What for? To get AVC. To get AVC, there is a formula TVC divided by Q. That is 10 divided by 1, 10. 18 divided by 2, 9. 24 divided by 3, 8. Okay, 24 divided by 3 is 8. 29 divided by 4, that is 7.25. 33 divided by 5, that is 6.6. Like this, ABC you can get the clearly and easily with the help of formula. To get of ABC, there is a formula, that is TVC divided by Q, total variable cost divided by number of units produced. Okay, TFC like AFC formula, TFC divided by Q, AVC formula, TVC divided by Q. Okay, next is AC. AC means it is the cost of total production. Cost of total production. To get of AC, average cost, there is a formula, that is AFC plus AVC. I hope, see, 20 plus 10, 30. 10 plus 9, 19. 6.67 plus 8, 14.67. AFC plus AVC. Otherwise, you can get TC divided by Q. TC divided by Q. See, 30 divided by 1, 30 only. 38 divided by 2, that is 19. Right? So TC divided by Q, you will get the AC. AC, to get off AC, there are two formulas. One is AFC plus AVC. AFC plus AVC. If you do the work, definitely you will get the answer. Okay. Another formula, AC equals TC divided by Q. Q means quantity, output, number of units. Okay, number of units produced. So this is the AC. Right? And last one is MC. MC means that is cost of producing an extra unit of a commodity. Addition to the total cost. Cost of producing an extra unit of a commodity. Addition to the total cost. Okay. When we are producing extra commodity, that time we have to invest extra money. That is cost called as marginal cost. Simple, marginal cost is the cost of producing an extra unit of a commodity. Cost of producing an extra unit of a commodity. Otherwise, addition, it is the cost that is additional to the total cost. Additional, extra, addition to the total cost. Okay, it's addition to the total cost. It is the cost production of an extra unit of a commodity. An extra unit of a commodity. The formula is TCN minus 1. TCN minus TCN minus 1. Previous value nothing, 0. 30 minus 38 minus 30. 38 minus 30. So here 8. Out of the 30, like 38 minus 30, that is 8 only. Right? And also 44 minus 38, 6. 49 minus 44. 49 minus 44, that is 5. 53 minus 49, 4. Right? 59 minus 3, 6. 67 minus 59, 8. 80 minus 67, 13. 95 minus 80, 50. 150 minus 95, 20. TCN minus TCN minus 1. TCN minus 1. Okay. You can observe here. This is the value. Out of 38, if it is go 30, that is 8 only. Right? So this is the cost of production. Otherwise, we can say like that, short-run cost. Short-run costs. So this is very important for 6 marks. Output, TFC, TVC, TC, AFC, AVC, AC, MC. Okay, up to this short-run cost. Up to this short-run costs.